host, Sarah Waycamp here of Parents Who. At the time of recording this, it is October 16th, 2018, my 40th birthday eve. I want to try something totally new today. I think I've probably said that a million times. Today I want to try to do half of this video lighthearted, fun, easygoing, and then the other half a bit more serious, a bit heavier, a bit more emotional. Because that's life. We have things that are going on for us that are heavy and they're serious and they take more focus and concentration and emotional energy. And then we also have lighthearted things. That's kind of why I set up my desk area in this way. You can see a couple of videos back, I have an analog side. That's this side where there's all the pens, the pencils, anything that I'm doing with my hands that doesn't involve plugging something in. Then the other side of my desk is the electronic side where I have all the things you plug in, like microphones and mice and cloud boosters. This is the more serious side, or at least it's gonna be in this video. It's hard for our brains to be carrying really heavy stuff and to be lighthearted, or to be lighthearted and be carrying heavy stuff. Usually our brains want it to be one or the other. You're dealing with difficult stuff, you're dealing with lighthearted stuff. So if you are dealing with heavy stuff and you want to just skip ahead, go ahead. If you want to stay lighthearted, just stay on this side of the video and you can go to the deeper stuff when you want to. But I'm going to try to balance each because each day I have both, and I would imagine that you do as well. So let's jump right into this. I have had a lot of questions about hand lettering since I have started hand lettering. I don't have a lot of answers, but I will tell you what I have learned so far. The first book that I bought, I just saw on the shelf at Target, and it's called Hand Lettering Basics. And I bought it because it has all different kinds of handwriting styles. So it's got like a cursive kind of a thing. These kind of, they call them coffee shop letters or something, like another type of lettering. Here's like a really playful alphabet. If you buy this, they have videos that go along with them online. The videos have been the most helpful thing as far as this book goes. But here's where I got confused. Because this is called Hand Lettering Basics, and I liked it, and it's teaching me all these different styles. But then I found this, which is brush lettering, which is like, this is like this, like the kind of funky, I've been told it is not cursive because you pick up your pen, but let's see, like this. So I thought this was brush lettering, but then I found this book called Hand Lettering for Relaxation, and it has this, just this same kind of like funny brush lettering kind of thing. So I thought, well, maybe that's what hand lettering is. It's just that like funky one, but then it gets into like the Art Deco kind of style. So then I bought, I'll link all these below by the way, so you don't have to pause and keep up with it. I found Calligraphy Made Easy, which is great because it has these pages inside that you can just put tracing paper over. And this one's kind of like a mix of the calligraphy and the brush lettering. So at this point, and I like this one because it has, so here's what you do, and then you get to do it on this page, and then you can rip that page out and keep it, put it in your office, send it to a friend. They call them different projects. That's kind of why I like this book. And also because of all the practice pages at the beginning and the instructions. If you look on Instagram, YouTube, whatever, you will be overwhelmed with hand lettering. What is hand lettering? I don't know. If you can tell me, I would love to know what the actual definition of hand lettering is because I can't figure it out. What I can tell you is that this one, this brush lettering, has so far been my favorite and the thing that I'm focusing on right now. Because to do this, you have to practice, practice, practice. It's literally like when you learn to write, like cursive or handwriting. You just, remember those worksheets you just have to do? You just have to like S. It's just like that. But in the most meditative, peaceful way. Like when everyone goes to bed, I come in here, I turn on the lamp. It's good to have a lamp, a good light source nearby. I open up to whatever page I'm on, and this book is really cool. It's by Kelly Creates, which I have nothing to do with. They have the page and they show you how to do the letter. And then there's 3 pieces of tracing paper on top of it. And I just start tracing. And I trace. and I trace. So this says for large brush tip pens. Get into pens. Here's okay, if I was starting right today and I had to tell you anything, here's what I would tell you. Number one, not all paper is made the same. I did not know this. I did not know that different paper was good for different things. When you start buying all of these pens, they start to add up. They're only like, I don't know, $3, $2, $4. Once you start buying a lot of them, that adds up very quickly. The worst thing for these is just normal computer paper or watercolor paper or mixed media paper. You want the paper that just feels like butter. This is the one that I saw recommended online. It's called Canson marker paper. You can buy it off of Amazon. I'll link it below too. You could also use the, I think, HP 500 count printer. I'll put it below. I saw somebody else use it on a video I watched and they really liked it and it lasts forever and it's really cheap. If you're gonna buy it at the store, make sure that you feel it. It should feel really smooth. Like you could almost sleep on it. That is the first thing I would tell you. Don't go buying all of these nice pens and then just using them on whatever dollar store bin journal or whatever your kid's coloring book is. You will ruin your pens very quickly and you'll be mad. Okay. Or tracing paper. Tracing paper is good too. All right. If I had to tell you only one more thing, I don't know how long this video is getting, but it's my birthday eve, so it can be as long as I want it to be. I started off with Sharpies. All these Sharpies up here, because I thought that would do the job. Stay away from Sharpies, for now, anyways. Unless you're doing like the actual like hand lettering with like the Art Deco and the this is just for brush lettering. What does any of this mean? If it's brush lettering, I would start with this Tombow, which you can buy on Amazon. And you can buy it at, you know, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, wherever you get the pens that you've probably not ever bought until now, because I had no idea. This one is gonna write the fattest when you put it on its side, which I find to be easier when I'm learning to do this because it also allows a lot of flexibility with when you change it smaller and then get larger. I don't know, I think it's easier. And these come in all different colors. They come in 5-packs, 4-packs. The other one is this Faber-Castell, which I'm probably saying wrong. These come in black, all different kinds of color. This one is a little less fat, so this one's like this. It doesn't look a whole lot less fat there, but I promise it is. And there would be an O, and I'm doing it while holding it up, so it doesn't look tremendous, but you can see the difference. And these are called Pentel Sign Pen. Pentel Sign Pen. I've heard these are a favorite of all brush letters everywhere. I can see why. The only thing is this one has been trickier for me to learn on because it's so much smaller. So you can see how much smaller it is. Because when you switch to it being thin, I don't know, I can't quite get the transition with this one. But I can see how when you have this down to a pat where this would be extremely useful. This is what I would tell you. Paper, pen, just start with that. Find one book that you like and just practice. It's muscle memory. That's what I've been told. It's muscle memory. So just doing the same strokes again and again and again. I'm almost 40. I can say these things. All of this will be below. I'm gonna go to the serious side now. If you have other questions about hand lettering, let me know. I am more than happy to answer them if you write them in the comments below. You can email me, info@parentswho.com. Find me on Facebook, Twitter. Oh, one last thing. I am keeping every single piece of paper that I have practiced on. Why? Because every video that I have watched, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, it doesn't matter, on hand lettering, everyone says, practice, practice, practice. I didn't start off this good. Practice, practice. I didn't start off this good. Practice, practice, practice. I used to be terrible. I don't believe a word of it. It's just because I haven't seen it. It's not because I think they're liars. It's just easier when you see something to believe it. So I have saved literally every single piece of paper and dated it that I have practiced on. This one's from 9/19. I need to practice more. I mean, they just go on and on and on, like my name over and over again. When I get good, because I am gonna get good, I can show you, look, this is actually how much work this took. This is all the practice right here. And then maybe as you're starting the journey, you'll believe, okay, yeah, this actually took a while. She didn't just like fart this out day one. Okay, I hope you find that helpful. Let's go to the serious side. Okay, just 1 second. Just gotta get one thing. Okay, the serious side. I know I was speaking really fast on the fun side. I'm gonna try to slow it down on this side. It's just, I'm trying to be really conscious of your time. I know that your time is limited. You don't have much time. You could be hiding in the bathroom right now and kids could come in any minute. But I'll try to speak a little slower since this is more delicate. My 39th year started off very, very rough. I have a secret project that I'm working on, but I'm gonna let you in on a little secret about the project, hopefully without unveiling the whole project. I have been recording a video every single day for the last year, and every single day for this current year. That's a lot of video. I have been tracking a journey that is often talked about, but is talked about in hindsight, looking back. And I think it's very hard to relate to people when they're standing on a stage or they're giving a video cast. They're making a video like this one, or you hear them on a podcast and they're talking about their struggle in the past. But them that day, they're good. They're happy, they're up there, they're speaking, they're confident. And I can't help but think, but I'm different than you. You don't actually know how bad it is for me. You don't have the same struggles as me. I have more to be ashamed of. I have more that I've done wrong. I'm deeper into this than you ever were. This project did not start off with any intention of journaling my journey through what I'm about to show you. But that's what ended up happening. And thusly the project continues. Hopefully I haven't given away too much. That is all to say, my 39th year was filled with this. Sorry. Filled. It's not something that I wanted to do. It's something that I've done in the past and something that I thought was gone, something I wouldn't have to deal with ever again. I dealt with it when I was in college. I dealt with it postpartum. I dealt with it in the very, very early stages of Chris and I's marriage. I thought I was done, but I was not. And when I decided that I was depressed and needed medication, it was a very, there's a car going by. It was a very, I felt very ashamed and I felt very disappointed at myself. I thought it had been something that I had conquered and I was done with and I had moved on. I did not want to start medication. I did not tell anybody I was starting medication. I did not even tell Chris that I was on medication. Here comes Yoshi, my golden doodle. Hi Yoshi. She's just thumping on the wall there. Yeah, okay, hi. Well, he's gonna be in the video, whether we like it or not. I also didn't want to start medication because I knew how long it took for, number one, for it to start working, number two, to get all the levels and amounts and combinations right. And number three, I didn't want to pick up the phone. When you are depressed or when you have great anxiety, picking up the phone feels like running a marathon. There's a place when you get depressed that it's just everything feels 4 times, 5 times as difficult. And it's hard to imagine that or understand that unless you're in it, but I had to make that phone call to the doctor. And I did not want to do it. And I cried and I cried in the parking lot afterward, and I cried when I picked up the first prescription, and I cried the first time I took it, and I have video of all of that. And I'm going to share it with you, and I'm going to devote my 40th year to talking about this, to bringing this out into the light, to making this something that is not so shameful. There is a very good chance, I would say a 90% chance, that you know someone in your family or slightly outside of your family, or you yourself, that has battled with depression, medication, anxiety. And I personally only have maybe 3 people that I talk to about this. And those 3 people are not depressed, and they do not have anxiety. And so as much as it's helpful to me to talk to them, I think it would be really helpful also for me to connect with and talk to people who have been through this, especially moms, especially parents. Because doing this as a parent is very different than doing it as, you know, a 20-year-old with no children, no marriage, no mortgage. Here is what I want for my 40th birthday tomorrow. Strange as it may, strange as it may sound. I want you to know that you are not alone. You are not the only one who goes to drop off looking like they have it all together, holding it all together at drop off only to get in the car and feel ashamed of the secret that you have, feel like you're the only one there who is having any kind of marital problems or mental health problems, or is going to go home and climb back in bed and take a nap. You are not the only one who feels shame for not having it all together, for not being able to do all the things, for being different, for doing things differently. You are not the only one who feels guilty. You are not the only one who is doubting all day long the choices you're making with your kids and with yourself. You're not the only one who has cried in the closet day after day and not known what to do. You are not the only one that has been in crisis, and you are not the only one who feels like this is so hard, I must be doing something wrong. I have gone to counseling on and off for many, many years. I've gone consistently once a week, every week for the last 2 years. And I can tell you without hesitation that difficult does not mean wrong. Just because you feel like something is really difficult right now does not mean you're doing it wrong. And the other thing I know is that change happens, and I would add to that, I believe vulnerability happens when our pain becomes greater than our fear. And my pain from all my anxiety and all my stress and all my type A-ness and all the shoulds around me and all the messages around me and just the hurricane of confusion that I was trying to pitch a tent in just became too much. It was too hard. And so my pain became greater than my fear, and I faced things. My pain of keeping this inside has become greater than my fear of sharing it. It pains me deeply to think that after the kids go to school, there are moms that come back home and dads that come back home and think they're the only ones. It pains me that after everybody leaves church and goes back home, you think back to those people you just saw and you feel like you're the only one. it pains me for the parent who is up at night after they've put the kids to bed, they're exhausted, they're scrolling, and feeling like garbage, and feeling like they're not enough, and going to sleep that way, and waking up that way, waking up already feeling like you're behind because you didn't get up at 4 a.m. or you didn't get up at 6 a.m. and start the crock pot meal. I don't know. That pain in my heart has become greater than the fear of sharing all of this with you. So I'm going to spend my 40th year sharing this with you, being vulnerable, and also being lighthearted. And we'll see where this goes. I don't know where it will go, but I'm interested to find out. And I'm glad that you are with me on this journey. If you think this can help anybody else, or you want anybody else to hear this, feel free to forward it on. And I'll put below in the description where you can find me and email me if you have specific questions or concerns or topics that you would like me to explore more. I sound like I'm sad. I'm not sad. I'm just trying to pick my words very carefully because I haven't talked about this before in this forum. And well, yeah, that's it. I'm picking my words very carefully. I think as I talk about this more, it'll get easier. Okay, that's it. I will check back in tomorrow when I turn 40. And we'll take it from there. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have known me for any amount of time, thank you for your support and your love and your guidance and your encouragement. I'll talk to you next time.